All right, let's get this party started. It is December 20th, 2023. We are rounding off the 2023 year. It is so good to be here with everyone. Right here on the AK Roundtable, we had a surprise visit from Santa, who popped in just a little bit earlier. From all of you who did not get a chance to see Santa pop in, but it was really, really cool to see that happen out of the blue. So thank you. I know everybody's worked their tail off this year. And I know there's a lot of people that are looking to really smash into this 2024 with a banger. This is a really interesting year coming up. There's a lot of balls in the street, as I say, right? There's lots of balls in the street. What that means is, do we know what's coming ahead of us on that horizon? And if we take in the time to plan and prepare accordingly. So a lot of us end up going through this journey of just kind of hanging on to the seat and hoping for the best as we go through it. It's like, hold on, here we go. And it's like, we're going to do the very best that we can. But the unfortunate thing is, without a solid plan and understanding of what's ahead, it's very, very challenging to achieve the goals that you're looking to achieve. And so as we're going into this 2024, I ask all of you, what are some of the things that you're focusing on to sharpen your spear as you go into a really important year? And I'll dig more into that in just a little bit here as we get deeper into the meeting. I've spoken with two people that collectively have over 100 years of experience in this industry. Two people who have collectively over 100 years of experience in this industry, and I asked them some really important questions. So stay tuned for those answers that I got, and I'm looking forward to sharing some of that information with you guys as we get deeper in. But before we get started, you guys, down at the very bottom of your screen, you have a chat window where you're able to chat with people individually or chat with the group. You can also use your reactions to raise your hand, give thumbs up. Raising your hand's a really cool one because we have a lot of people on. We have 19 people on, and we usually get up to 30, 40, 50 people. And so raising that hand when you want to share something or you have a question, we do our very best to get to you. Again, that chat window is really cool too. We've got coaches on right now all the way down in the Keys. I don't even know where they are, Anthony and Stephanie, man. It looks like you guys are on a ship somewhere in the middle of, I don't know where. Are you in the Gulf? Are you in the Caribbean? Where are you guys, man, tuning in?
This is the Asphalt Kingdom Blair Witch Project. It feels like.
We're currently on a windy beach in Key West, and we thought we would have this ambiance, but then we realized we were sitting in the complete dark.
There's no light on in this tiki hut.
So my cell phone light is hitting us right in the eyeballs. It's gonna be fantastic.
You know what? You guys are already having so much fun. Look at that couple. Look at the smiles on both of their faces, man. I'm so happy for you guys. You've worked your tail off all season. You've worked really, really hard. And, you tell stories about that, right? When you first started and you really ducked down and just literally looked at each other in the eyes and said, why are we doing this? And you were to experience the fruits and the freedom that you guys get to experience by owning your own business, and you've built something of magnitude. And look at you traveling with your children during the winter months, come to the Caribbean and Florida. I mean, you guys are traveling all over the coast. I mean, what a cool life you guys have built. How incredible. No wonder you're smiling.
Yeah, we're super grateful to have had the dedication and to reach the place where we can really enjoy this. So we're about to have an epic January and really start the year off right. We've done so many things for ourselves personally and through growth and leadership and mentor training. It's going to be great. We're really fortunate and looking forward to pouring into all the new guys around us. So reach out if you guys need anything.
Awesome. Fantastic. Well, you guys be safe out there and enjoy the romantic time with Stephanie's flashlight on you. The candle won't stay lit in the wind, so keep that flashlight lit up. That's awesome, guys. All right. Well, let's keep rocking around. So what we're going to move into, as we usually do on the round table, we go into wins. And so if you can raise your hand, if you want to share any wins, anything at all, it's a really fun thing to get the AK Roundtable started off with, because we start off on a positive note, get the energy going, and then we're going to go into some value drops where hopefully we can really lay out some golden nuggets that you can take notes on and some good takeaways for your future. And so that's something I'm excited about. And so from a wins perspective, I know that there's my buddy Victor with some wings that I'm looking at. Man, you're decked out. You're starting to brand yourself. You're wearing an AK lid. Like, what's happening over there, bro? Tell me what's going on. Tell us all.
Well, right now I'm perched right here. When this thing takes off, I'm taking off. I got my wings ready. Like I mentioned last time, I was talking to a very good prospect. I talked to the person in charge of facilities for the entire diocese of the Catholic Church of Rochester, and he was very positive. He understands exactly what I'm going to do, what I want to do, and I took Judd's advice and adjusted that. I also took the terms and adjusted that, so I'm not, squeezed. And then, guys, I don't preach to anybody, but I believe in God, and God's flowing these things into me. There's 2 more dioceses in neighboring cities. That's another 400 churches. The churches for me, why I'm going for that niche is because it's not a high traffic area. Those lots are empty most of the week. And they're medium size. They're good. I read the book, How to Make Shit Happens. And the question was, how do you eat an elephant? That's the perfect size elephant for me to eat. It's got tons of little chunks. They are big, profitable. And now I was told to start reaching out to every single church individually because they operate independently. But what he did for me was he forwarded the information to all of them, so they know I'm coming. So for me, that's a huge win. And my family's pumped. Even my employer knows what I'm doing. My direct supervisor. So he wants to retire. I think he won't retire until I leave. So this is a win for everything. And I was asked this question: does that guy pay you to wear his logo? I go, you have no idea how much he's paying me. Just this one meeting today, you have no idea how much he's paying me. So even if I leave you here and I get mad at you, I got to wear this hat for at least another 100 years.
I love it, Victor.
All right.
I'm stoked for you, man. You're poised for nothing but greatness, man. 2024 is going to be a phenomenal year for you. 2023, what a great way to end your year, right? Like to go through the balance of 2023 with this. Do you find that this, since you've really started to get engaged with this, do you find that there's this new light, new energy for you, new drive? Well, how are you feeling, man? Like, honestly, just be transparent with everyone.
Well, is Bo on here? Well, is Bo here? He mentioned he was a former Marine. So am I. And I wasn't before I met you guys. I wasn't a Marine anymore. I was a has-been.
Marine, always Marine.
That drive was just kind of like I was a Dunkin' Donut man. Time to make the donuts every day. Time to make the donuts. Just going to work. I wasn't pumped about anything. It's just day to day. Now, like I said, if I went to do this business, just the fact if I fail, it's all on me. Because I know there's more out there. And you said something, Judd, the other last time that you can't run this business with feelings. That is true for a lot of people. There are some feelings. There's a reason why I want to do this business because there are some emotions because I want to help people. And if I don't do this business, there's no way. I used to ship in containers 10 to 20 huge boxes for clothing and for children in the Dominican Republic every year. We go in there on Saturday, and we stopped doing it because things gotten really tight. And if I do this business, it's going to put me back on the track of helping people. Not only there, here. I have guys here that want to work with me. And the way I'm running things, he goes, why are you telling me all that? He goes, because I was in the Marines. I teach you how to take over my job so I can move up. That's the way we operate. And both know what I'm talking about. You train the next guy.
Yep.
And they're like surprised, like, damn. And they're on board.
Right.
I want you, when we get this started, I want you to want to come back next season. Crap, I'm going to go work with Victor.
Right. Because you built something that's different than the average that's out there, I think we all know like the the stuff that's going on around us. Like we're a unique bunch, man. Like straight up, we're a unique bunch. We're sitting here bettering ourselves, investing, pouring into ourselves, coming into places where there's alignment, camaraderie, positivity, and you come in with this drumbeat, you know, that look, at the end of the day, we're going to learn about asphalt. We're going to learn how to quote, and we're going to learn how to use platforms, and we're going to learn how to build the core values for our business and the culture and the branding and the marketing and the lead generation and the sales and the objections and the scripts and practicing all that stuff. At the end of the day, we can learn all of that. It's just the time that we take to do that. But until you actually have the frequency that you've tapped into where you feel comfortable, vulnerable, and confident with other people that are in the same kind of environment, man, that stuff all is like doing it alone. If you have to do that all alone, it's not easy to do it and feel really good about it. And so, you know, being here as we're here and having this conversation right now, Victor, you're going to be successful with whatever it is that you're going to do up until a certain point. But when you surround yourself with the right people in the right circle that are there cheering you on and there to lean on when times are hard and tough and you need some advice and you have that circle that's around you, your level of success just ends up popping to a whole new level, right? It's just you get into a whole different caliber, man. And I think that that's one of the things that I'm so grateful for is that I've got to show up here and pour into all you guys. And I have to make sure that I'm leveling up behind the scenes to make sure that as I pour into you guys are feeling more supercharged so that you can go out there and crush it with your business. When I have a conversation with Harbor Seal Coating out of Wilmington, North Carolina, and I'm chatting with Miller Diggs and Johnny Little, who started their business just a short 6 months ago, going on 7 months, and they're already going to cross $1 million in their first year. And they're sitting there super pumped and excited. And now they're booking coaching down in Florida to go and learn how to pave and add a whole paving division to their company. And these guys are going to go buy a Leeboy 700, like a Leeboy 7000, like that. That's, to me, how cool is that our community has been able to fire people up to the point of making them so excited, not only for the growth that they've done, but where they believe that they can actually go, man. If you can't believe that you can go to where it is that you desire to go, you're never going to get there, right? It just doesn't happen. But I can tell you guys, like Victor, look at those wings behind you, dude. Bo, look at what you're doing out there, man. Look at your auto layout. Like, look at your Graco that you just got. Look at your boys. Look at you getting the coaching and making sure that your team is excited and the culture's thriving. Look at you showing up here.
Look at that. You saw that. You saw that,
yeah, man. For sure. But everybody else on here, you guys are pouring into yourself right now. What you're hearing right now on this screen is not a bunch of bluff. This is actually what we need in our lives to be able to feel supercharged so we can go and unfold the tactical shit that needs to get unfolded to grow our numbers. But if you don't believe first and foremost in yourself and you don't feel energized, how are you going to execute on a plan? You can't. It's impossible. If I don't believe I'm going to go run that marathon, there's no way I'm running that marathon, man. I'll quit at probably 5 miles. You know what I mean? Look at you, Victor. Man, look where you were 3 months ago with this, man. 3 months, 90 days ago. And look at your belief and conviction now. Look where you know you're going to go. That's a really important lesson.
The one thing is I open my mouth, so now I teach people, my children, when I say, oh, I'll get you this. I didn't say promise, but to them it is a promise. So that's how I treat adults. When you say you're going to do something, you do it. Now, I do forget a lot of things, and I do correct myself, and I do own it. But when you say something, you better follow through. So my goal is follow through. I know you tried to get me to buy equipment last month, but I told you he got away. I'm on a schedule, and I'm following the plan. I keep coming back. There was no excuse for me to miss today's meeting because, I got to win. I don't need to get up to work today because I have money to eat. No, you still show up for work.
I really, I'll be like, look you right into the camera. What I care about most, man, is that you celebrate a fantastic Christmas with your family. You enjoy that time and that you recharge and that you're prepped for 2024 with a plan that you're going to crush. Because if you have that plan and you're energized the way that you are, then there's no other alternative. But I'm going to challenge you.
I have set up all my graphics for the 100 days, the 100 days of YouTube for 12 months. I set all that up. I have them ready to go. So January 1st is kind of like when my business is really starting, even though I'm already working. The website is set up, my business cards. I have 147 letters I have to send out to funeral homes already set up. I just need a postage stamp. I've already sent out about 47 letters to other entities. I forgot what they were. And I've gone out personally and handed out over 200 to different businesses, an actual letter with logo, with business cards saying, this is who I am, this is what I'm offering. I'm literally going out selling. It's just a matter of getting that return and try to get in front of people.
So everyone listen to this, okay? So Victor just said a bunch of really great stuff, right? Bunch of great stuff. Victor, that was great, man. I love the action. I'm just going to challenge you, though, and I'm going to challenge everybody on here. Everyone on here. What we do from an action perspective is going to yield a reaction. Raise your hand if you agree. Right? Skylar raised his hand to the screen. Action will yield a reaction one way or another. This note is going to be a very important note. The action that you take, followed by making sure that the action that you took is measurable, is a completely different reaction down the line over time. In other words, if Victor goes out and hands out 150 letters or 200 letters somewhere, where is that being documented in a customer management system that's showing that he actually did that work? And then are we measuring the number of people that have called back from that campaign to make sure that it was worth Victor's time to send out those letters? So if we don't have them in a customer management system with the proper tracking of some sort, then we can be lost with this stuff. And so if you guys need help with making sure you have the right customer management system, ask the questions, don't be shy. And if you don't know what questions to ask people who have been in the industry for a long time, what questions should I be asking? And so Victor, the action that you're taking, please make sure whether you're using AK Dash or Jobber, and I'm going to do a plug for us, but like make sure you're using AK Dash and you're putting your leads in the system so that it's in there. You've got a free trial available to you. The monthly seat for the base program is $49 a month. This is chump change for keeping your stuff organized. Keep your stuff organized, because let me tell you again, I'm always going back to value equals risk over predictive income. Remember, we speak about that often. The value also has a lot to do with the intellectual property. Is a database in your business, a contact list or database, important to a buyer of your company? Raise your hand if you think it's important to a buyer. Really, really important, everyone, that you're taking the time to really keep your spears sharp. Make sure that we're sharpening them. Make sense, Victor? Make sure that whatever action you're doing has some kind of a measurable result so that you are able to actually know whether or not it's viable, so that you can then scale it into a whole new area. So here's an example of something that I want to share with everyone. I'm going to come off spotlight. So if you can all just take your notepad or take your computer or your phone or whatever and write this down. I want us to do an engaged activity, and you can raise your hand using the reactions down at the bottom. And I hope that you guys can engage with me on this, because it's important that we do this as a team. We're all building, right? Raise your hand if we're building as a team. We're building as a team, right? Cool. All right, nice. So who here believes that 2024 has some balls in the street that might be related to commercial real estate loans coming due? Raise your hand if you think that that's happening. Who here thinks that it might be a little bit challenging for commercial real estate properties to come up with the cash to do big paving projects? Who here thinks that they might be turning to maintenance more so than paving? Low cost repairs. All right, so everybody's in agreement. And who here thinks that that's probably going to happen in 2025 when we have $1.5 trillion worth of commercial real estate debt coming in? Who here agrees that 2025? All right, cool. So let's just say everybody's heard that recession resistant businesses, we happen to have beautiful asphalt maintenance and asphalt repair that falls into that recession resistant business. Anybody heard of that before? Anybody heard of businesses thriving in 2021 as we were coming out of COVID? Or going into COVID, I should say. Anybody think that businesses were thriving in 2008 in the asphalt maintenance niche? Everybody was thriving. All right, cool. So as we're entering into this period of uncertainty, but yet certain that cash will start to tighten up in the private commercial sector, again, cash will tighten up in the private commercial sector. There's going to be less money flowing in that area than in areas that are kind of this mandatory business that are pandemic and recession resistant. I'm using those two as an example. But let's go around the board and let's think of some customer groups, types of targets that we could go after that are recession resistant, that are not going to have the cash problem. Can we go through some of that? Raise your hand using the reactions instead of jumping out. Use the reactions. Dom, you're first. Come on, bring it on, brother. Come off mute, Dom, and let us know. What's a recession resistant business target?
Funeral home.
Funeral home. John. Next.
Healthcare.
Healthcare. Great. Anthony?
Yeah, John took ours, but homeowners associations are going to be funded too.
Homeowner association. And by the way, whoever's not writing this stuff down, you should be, because we're speaking about what your Google ads and your Facebook ads and making sure that you're prospecting and your list building and your outbound campaigns that you're going to be hammering on phones. These are the targets. Dom, I'm going to lower your hand. Skylar, who's next? What's up, bud?
Food manufacturing facilities.
Food manufacturing facilities. This is all gold that we're talking about right now, team. Gold, okay? Gold. Think about your area. Think about what we've just named right there. And if you were to create a prospect list that had all of these contacts just for that area, think about the opportunity that's just there and what we've spoken about so far. And there's a whole other bunch.
Just to add on that too, 2021, when we were rolling out of COVID, that was huge for us. I mean, and that relationship has always continued, but real life example of recession.
Precisely, exactly, and thrived. Some of the biggest numbers we've seen, man. Well, I can tell you in 2024 and 2025, I'm convinced we're going to see some stuff, and I'll tell you guys about it later with some conversations I had. Bo, who else, bud?
You know what? One of the big ones that because we bought our business during 2020, and we bought it in August of 2020 because it was thriving. And at that time, believe it or not, one of our biggest contributors were home improvement places like Lowe's, Home Depot, because everybody had COVID, so everybody was making home improvements. So that was one of the biggest places where home improvement services that were doing stuff.
So there's something important about that portion of the discussion. Right now, COVID money is starting to run out. So you're going to find that the private sector and the commercial private, you're going to find that people are going to really tighten up. So I do believe that home improvement is an area for necessity items that are specific to certain things. But what you're going to find is that there's going to be a pullback on development. I think that there's going to be a significant, that's just balls in the street. I could be completely wrong, but I'm just going to throw that out there, that you're going to see a pullback due to restriction on the amount of money that has been flowing. I'll say this, generally speaking, in North America, when people have money, they spend it all. Who here agrees that most of the time that people, when they have money, when they're flush with money, they spend it all? Raise your hand if you agree. Honestly, raise your hand if you agree. I'm not trying to convince anybody. I'm just asking. All right, cool. Well, the money's running out, everyone. It's running out. Balls in the street. unless you're Stephanie, who has done an amazing job at crushing sales with Anthony's Asphalt and has preserved the cash and made great investments. No, but seriously, generally speaking, right? And so we need to be thinking about that. Home improvement's good, but realize that there's a lot of balls in the street there too, Bo. What else do we have? Anything else that you guys can think of? There's some good ones. You know what I've noticed in North America? Yeah, Bo, who's another one?
What about childcare services, schools?
Yeah, man. Schools, yep. School districts, schools, yes, sir. And school districts, a lot of the time they have schools all underneath it. And of course, you can sign up as a vendor too if you want, right? That's pretty cool. I like that. Any other ones? Come on, we got some more. These are good lists, everyone, because these lists right here, I'm gonna tell you, there's all kinds of cool stuff you can do with these targets here. Dom, go ahead. You've got your hand up, bro.
Sure. Hospitals, and we actually threw a unique spin after I spoke with you today, Judd. We actually we're talking to a lot of property management companies that we have contacts with, and knowing that there's going to be maybe some tighter spending and tighter budgets coming in the next few years, having one contractor they can really trust, that they can trust with the value of work and their integrity and reliability, and someone who's going to be able to work with them price wise and be fair with them. They're really liking what we're proposing to them.
Agree more. Couldn't agree more. It's great stuff. Municipalities. Fast food joints. Fast food joints. I can tell you one thing for sure. Recession, pandemic, it won't matter, man. There could be like there could be an asteroid that's coming down and coming towards Earth. Everybody's going to be lined up at the fast food joints, guys. They're flush with cash. They're going to have money flowing. They're going to be good. Luis, yes, sir.
How you doing, guys? So I'm
Great.
Luis. I'm new here. Still haven't started this business yet. I have another business. It's more like a tech installation throughout the nation. Anyway, one of the targets that I want to get to is I work up with a lot of communities installing smart equipment. So I'm getting a lot of the management team information to be able to kind of get their parking lots reseal and stuff like that, right? How is the best way to reach out to this type of people, management teams? Like I hear there's a lot of associations for homeowners associations, and trying to get registered with them and hopefully bid jobs. But I'm trying to run this. I have my other business. It pretty much runs by itself, so it doesn't take a lot of time. But I'm definitely trying to this year really bring this up here in North Carolina, Charlotte. I don't know if there's anyone here in Charlotte, but it'll be great to to get some support around here if it's possible.
I'm in Greensboro. Right around the corner from you.
All right.
And the biggest things that I found for HOAs, believe it or not, was Rotary and BNI. If you can get involved in either Rotary or BNI, your local BNI over there, you'll get a lot of hits for your HOAs.
Okay. So HOAs, single family homes or apartment complex? Because I realize the easiest are apartment
Complexes. Because they have a lot of properties. Yeah, usually these real estate property managers have a lot of properties that they need work on.
Right. Yeah, I do have a few, and they have like 100,000 units, and that's throughout the nation pretty much. So I'm trying to get ready, see where can I hit. All right, I appreciate it.
Welcome. Thanks, Bo. Appreciate you, brother. All right. Cool. So does that make sense from a list perspective as to what you could be working on, perhaps? maybe start prospecting those targets. So when we think about like, you know, the private sector and we start looking at doing big quotations on big private commercial plazas that are privately owned, we look at that maybe they might not have the bigger budgets that are coming up midway through 2024. So you want to be careful as to who you're approaching in the earlier part of the year with all of your quotes, to make sure that your quotes that you're handing out are not directed to maybe an audience that won't have the capital to be able to actually convert in your deal pipeline. Something really important to consider, right? Really important. Kevin, do you have a statement or comment, question?
Yeah. So first of all, you're asking about what are we doing during the or right now. So number one, I went to a BNI group today. Someone told me it might not be worth it. We're not big enough. Focus on Brandon. I'm gonna tell you what, I made some serious contacts today. Like, we're going to have lattes tomorrow at the sign company guy who knows these people know a lot of people. It was so worth my 2 hours. And I'm gonna join this group, or my son will. I'm gonna join a different group. But I'm gonna tell you what, this was one of the best connections I made in a long time. It was worth the time, it was worth the investment. And well, oh yeah, so I almost lost my train of thought. So yesterday we had a meeting with our business consultant in Connecticut, and she really loves the AK Dash. We went through it with a fine-tooth comb. She dissected the whole process, everything that's involved, what's in whatever, which one you're gonna buy. And I gotta say, she was really impressed with how much is involved and what it can do for your business. It's really, you put a lot into it, and I appreciate it because I don't know a lot about IT, but I learned a lot yesterday.
Man, it's funny, I have it on a tab right now, so the timing was perfect. But Kevin, I appreciate that, man. It's there's been a lot of energy, a lot of development. There's thousands of hours that have gone into it. And so we're really excited to be able to have this customer management system and proposal engine, and also having, the optics that you need to know where you are on your goal trajectory. Obviously, it's winter months right here, so there's no working days that we're working on right now. This is just a demo account, but let's say there was 150 working days left, we would know that we're, 40% of the way to the target. Current annual target is 825K that we're going to generate for our business, and breaks down right into tasking environments and all kinds of cool stuff. You've got your create full proposals, one pagers, you've got workflows in the advanced modules, you've got all kinds of really fun stuff in here. So I'm glad, Kevin, that you liked it, man, and appreciate the plug, bro. It's a lot of fun. And by the way, if anybody is interested, just to throw this out there, this is, the mission is to go to AK Dash and you start your free trial and you will be all set. I'm logged in already, so it will give you the options once you click through on that. But we'd love the opportunity to be able to actually demo it with you as well. We have Kirk, who is great. Does anybody raise your hand if you know Kirk? Raise your hand if you've met Kirk. Cool. So Kirk is fantastic. He'll take you through it. He'll do an actual one-on-one demo with you, show you the inside, show you the value on the inside of the platform. But the mission to develop it was, there were too many people over the last 20 years that I've dealt with that were coming to me and just saying, Judd, I'm operating from, Google Sheets, or I really don't understand my numbers. I'm not really sure where I am on my goal trajectory. I'm not tracking my leads, and I'm really running my business loosely. And so as I'm getting older and wiser, I hope my wife would disagree, but as I'm getting older and wiser and more knowledge, and built some pretty cool companies, my mission is to make sure that everybody has the opportunity to really understand their numbers, and to be able to have some organization within their business that provides them with the ability to take a deep breath and know where they are, or take a big yawn if you need to take a big yawn. And that's I'm kidding. Stephanie, that was great. That was for you. But yeah, it's really something that I'm proud of, and our whole team has worked effortlessly on. It's
Just to say one more thing, Jacob told me to watch last week's meet, and I couldn't watch it last week. It was my first time doing my daily 9 this morning. I watched the meeting with Stephanie saying, you know, do your daily 9. I don't know what it means. And yeah, and I appreciate what you're telling people right now, because I'm just going to tell you myself as wisdom, as a Christian, what I'm seeing is you're about to talk about what's going down in 2024, 2025. As much as everybody wants to invest and people want us to spend money, you know, right now is going to be a time of being very careful using wisdom and having super cash flow to hold on to. Don't burn your money.
Couldn't agree more. Right now, you want to be investing into hard assets and into things that are actually going to drive your business, your machine. You have to protect your enterprise value right now. Try to go from a crank business into more of a machine developed business. Create as much automation as you can so that you can spend time doing the things that are really going to drive the result for your business. And I can tell you, like, investing into the right equipment as you're going on this scaling path is going to be really important if that's what your goals are set out to be. You know, those hard assets that are performing assets are important. Somebody who's going out and investing into something that might not be, you know, necessarily tangible or adding value to your business, it can turn into a bit of a cluster as you get down the path. Evan, you've got your hand up over there, brother. Come on.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Doing great, man. How are you?
So, I have a little bit of an interesting client in my head here. I've made some good contacts. Me and Nick have been out crushing it the past few days. He got here Monday. Yep, he got here Monday, and I was wondering if any of you, this is also probably going to fit into that recession-proof category as well. But I was wondering if anyone has had experience in working with private military contractors.
Not me. Anyone? There you have it.
Yeah, Judd, actually, we bid on government and a lot of Air Force bases. So if they want to connect with us again.
Got it. Air Force bases is the Evan, is that the
No,
what are you looking for?
No, it was Lockheed Martin. They do like it's like an aerospace company. They like engineer missiles, cybersecurity, stuff like that. Basically for the military. And but yeah, we talked
So you're
to
talking pure private sector. I have no business relationship, but I have personal relationships in that sector.
who was that? Was that Skylar?
Yeah, it was me. Yeah, I've never done any business stuff with them, but I have some personal relationships from my time overseas, and I've done some work together with those type of guys. But yeah, they're their own. They're typically recession proof, and they have lots of cash, so
Yeah.
that they're not afraid to spend.
Yeah. You
Well-
want to tell them what happened? That's for another time.
Cool.
Hey,
All
Judd,
right, guys.
Judd, in answer
Matt
to his
Phillips.
question on private contractors, especially that are tied with government, you're not net 30s, you're net 60s and net 90s. So just be careful. Don't get strung too far out. You'll always get paid on those contractors, but your nets are far out. And the other thing is make sure your insurances and your licensing is spot on. Because if you don't have that, then you're pushing your payout further. So that's my advice.
It's very good advice. Very good advice.
I could share just one more thing. I did a school board, Dade County, and it's like he said, excuse me, just like he said, it's 90 days net, and you can run out your money very quick. The other thing is what the school board tends to do is they'll check all your invoices, they'll check all the information, If you messed up on anything, they'll make you redo it. And that means your 90 days net starts again, depending. So just make sure you look at your contracts and yeah, not get messed up there.
I've seen literally probably about a dozen companies in the last 20 years that have run out of cash completely and were in a complete cluster. They couldn't borrow any money. They were over leveraged already. They ended up in a situation where it was really, really bad. And they've, some of these companies folded. Some of them ended up just getting taken out for a very minimal amount of cash just to pay debt. And it was really, really sad to see it happen. And it was just a decision that was made early because of excitement. Sign on the dotted line. Let's get excited. Let's start to run some POs with suppliers, and suppliers need to get paid as well, right? So I've seen people borrow materials for a longer period of time than they were supposed to, we'll just say. And that can be hard up the line, right? For everyone. So I wanted to mention something that was interesting about a conversation. So I know two guys in the industry that collectively they're 100 years of experience in the pavement industry. And I asked them the questions. I said, so what do you think is going to happen in 2024 and 2025? And the answer, any guesses? And I'm talking about our industry, the asphalt maintenance industry, the asphalt maintenance and repair industry. Anybody have any guesses? Raise your hand and give me some guesses of what these guys, and by the way, they're in their 70s, and both of them. I know some of you know who I'm speaking about right now. Some of you don't. But any guesses of what they said? Matt Phillips, you're up, bro.
So not totally sure what they might have said, but my feeling is that it's going to be tougher on getting business because the last 2 years and up to 3 years, there was a lot of money from the COVID relief funding and stuff. So there was a lot more cash flow for smaller businesses and stuff that they were able to do stuff. So I think it's going to revert back to like 2020, 2019, when you really had to work to get your business. That's my thought, but I don't know if that's what they said.
It's a great assumption for sure. Anybody else have any ideas of what they said? I'm interested in people who are in the industry, who have been around for a while. Anthony?
Yeah, out of my experience, when times get to be like this, it's really hard on the low bid guys, and you've got to provide a lot of value on your proposals to show why you're charging what you're charging. But it's difficult for those bottom feeders to keep connecting the dots. So it's a real opportunity. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with the phrase, when there's blood in the water, be a shark. But this is the time to really, really be aggressive in what you're doing in your local markets, because you have the opportunity to end up with a much larger market share. So I'm guessing part of it is about being aggressive.
Yeah. Anyone else? Any ideas?
Hey, I have something.
Mike, what's happening, brother?
So I'm new to this. This is my first time on. So thank you for the invite, and I have a couple questions afterwards. Looking at this from a perspective, I think we've seen a lot of different businesses pop up during COVID because there was an influx of money, sort of picking back what I'm saying. But a lot of people are trying to get into it, all these different niches, and I think you're going to see a lot of these go to the wayside. And the people that have really good plans moving forward are they going to be the ones successful that really grind in, have a great plan moving forward. And that's why I'm looking to get into it now. So when everyone else is leaving, I'm building up and going from there. I've seen it in industries all over. And I think we're starting to see that crash right now. The stock market took another hit today. I think you're going to be in for a hard ride for 2024. That would be my thing, where everyone could go out, whether it was line striping, Amazon businesses, whatever it may be. It was real easy money to pull. I think that's about to be done. The people that provide excellent customer service values, hit the streets and has relationships, and goes back to 101 sales are the one that's going to be able to get through this. Again, I'm completely agreeing with it. It's just the other aspect of my business, previous businesses and training that I'm looking at forecasting.
Love it, man. It's fantastic. And what questions do you have?
The main question, like I said, this is my first time on. I didn't know if there's anyone that's actually been through the boot camp here. And if so, if they'd be willing to connect with me, just to sort of walk me through what that is. I still have a full-time job. I'm starting this as part-time. It's a long-term growth within 2 years being full-time, not something short-term. Work in genetics field right now, in oncology, in sales, doing different things, cover a lot of different states. So it's going to be me, and what I'm trying to do is build something with sort of the sales background in the past, working background. But I want to make sure the boot camp is, hitting all the boxes that I need. And so just not knowing what I don't know yet with what's offered, if someone's been through, to sort of maybe be willing to jump on a call with me for 15, 20 minutes and walk me through that, what they thought about it.
Yeah, so the business boot camp that we're launching is an 8-week program. I haven't done the 8-week boot camp before, but I'll tell you, it really depends on whether you're just looking to get your feet wet and learn a little bit more about the industry, or if this is something that you're like, I want to really get into this industry and I want to go for it. Like, this is something I'm actually going to move forward with. The boot camp would not be ideal for you if you're like already decided that I'm going to move forward with this and I'm powering this. You'd be much better off investing money into coaching with people who have built thriving companies in the industry. And so we've got a whole coaching program inside Asphalt Kingdom. Obviously the investment is different in that coaching, one-on-one coaching environment rather than the boot camp environment. But I'll be honest, Mike, if you're really looking at doing something of magnitude, you'd be much better off getting the one-on-one coaching than the group. You'll get a lot more out of it. I'm just being transparent with you.
No, I appreciate that. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like I said, the sales part of and developing relationships and those type of things. I think business plans I can handle is sort of behind the scene, and the things that people run into day to day that I would never think of. Well, what happens here, or like even with the contracts that Evan was talking about, those type of things would be very beneficial.
So there is a coaching link that's being dropped into the chat right now. Spencer, you're going to drop that in if you don't mind. That'll get dropped in, and you can actually book an acceleration session with any of the coaches that are on there, and their location is on there, and so on and so forth. So it would be good to connect with somebody that you see fit. Where are you located exactly, Mike?
Well, I'm in Tennessee right now, but we are relocating. We're moving back to Georgia, just east of Warner Robins and between Savannah.
Got it. So that link, by the way, anybody that's looking for coaching and setting up it's a free 30-minute acceleration session. So you can set it up there and jam with the coach that's over there. That would be my recommendation, Mike. And by the way, your feedback on what's coming in 2024, I would align with you there, and I would agree. The two gentlemen that I was referring to that collectively have 100 years of experience in the pavement industry, what they said was that we are in for something that we haven't really seen before, other than in 2008, something very similar in 2008. So what we need to do is we need to be leveling up with the things that we're doing. If we're sitting around and thinking that our phones are going to be ringing the whole time, we're mistaken. You see, what's happened in our world in the last 4 or 5 years is that these marketing platforms like HubSpot and Salesforce and all these automated marketing systems have essentially come to us and said, you guys don't need to be salespeople anymore. Just let the marketing do the inbound leads, and you just answer the phone when those inbounds come in. And we've turned into this inbound sales organization mentality, which is the lazy way of doing it. And they're like, just go after the sheer volume and try to generate as many leads as you can through this automation and all these different pieces. And I'm not saying that that's not good, but man, oh man, everyone, just read the book Fanatical Prospecting, and then read Sales Truth as well from Mr. Mike Weinberg. Read those two books. Just read both of those, Fanatical Prospecting and read Sales Truth from Mike Weinberg. And let me just tell you something.
Yeah.
If we're in business and we truly care about making a lot of money, like with our business, who here wants to make a lot of money with your business? Honestly, raise your hand.
There you are, dead on it. Fanatical Prospecting. I read it. I've read it twice. I've read it twice now.
Oh, I don't mess around, bro.
Stephanie
man.
Yeah, Stephanie put me on to it. I knew exactly where you were going when you said it.
Stephanie, look, Coach Stephanie rocking it, already making the recommendations. But here's the bottom line. Listen, put 2 hours in the morning from 8 to 10 or whatever time it is. That's your prospecting time that you put in. Dial the phone, man. We've given you the list of the targets, the customer targets. Go out there, go out onto freelance networks and do some data scraping and pull all of that information. Then go to Landglide, landglide.com, and go ahead and find out who the owners and the people responsible for the pavement assets are, and then start pounding 50 calls a day. Pound those 50 calls a day. And then that's 250 calls every 5 days. And if you haven't booked enough quotes or meetings out of those 250 calls, let me tell you something. You're doing something wrong. Let me rewrite your script. But that's the problem, is people are waiting around for their phone calls. So what I'm getting at here is these two guys, they told me and said, hey, listen, you have an opportunity, as Anthony said, blood's in the water, ready to go after it. If you're willing to go hunt, you're willing to go after it and be the difference that makes the difference, put out professional proposals, communicate effectively, making sure your branding's on point. So when they're looking you up, you have social proof, make sure you've done a really good job at all that, and then you crush it. I mean, that's, when you think about that, what Anthony said right there is like this: the weak will end up fading away. They won't have enough money to stay in business, not in hard times like that. But the people that look at this and they start to sharpen their spears and go after this professionally, you're going to make a lot of money, and you're going to build a lot of long-term relationships, because people are going to really start to trust you when others they can't trust. And you're that company that goes in and communicates transparently and delivers what it is you said you're going to do. You now are in accounts for life. And remember, the formula is V equals R over P. Value equals risk over predictive income. Predictive income during this time is such an opportunity, right? If you really build the trust during these tough times, usually you'll be able to maintain the relationships a lot easier for life if you can get through the tough times. So that's your responsibility.
Judd, can I piggyback off of that?
Of course.
For like 1 second?
Go, bro.
Guys, like, I wanna shine on how important communicating effectively. This is like real life scenario. It happened 4 hours ago. I'm right now, I'm working for a large company, Hershey company, right? I have $45,000 worth of epoxy floors that we do, some interior stuff. I went and found 4 to 5 contractors. I called them all. The one that answered me at first, that was supposed to start the floors tomorrow, he was supposed to set up an appointment with his salesman. Didn't answer the phone. I called him. He was like, hey, I'm going to exchange some material that I already had, because we use the same distributor for material. Hey, I'm going to exchange some material to do my system. Never called me back. I was handing him $45,000 that I did the work for. I've had a long-standing relationship with. They call me without a quote. They say, hey, Skylar, how much is this? Okay, thank you. Come do it. Bye. I was handing it to him. Turnkey, your dream, right? Most contractors' dream. And he couldn't communicate to me when he was going to show up and deliver this. His salesman couldn't answer me. I sent 4 texts. And then he's like, hey, yeah, we're going to be there tomorrow. I was like, no, you're not. You're not going to be there tomorrow. Like, if you cannot answer me when you can deliver a contract and a proposal, or have a salesman show up and let me know what is going on, I'm not going to trust you with an account that means an immense amount to me. Like, it is that easy. Just communicate, guys, and show up and deliver value. Like, it literally, I was sitting there thinking about it. And I was like, the reason I'm here is because I never miss. When I deliver, when I say I'm going to do something, I deliver. Like, and the reason they continually call me back, perspective of how much they trust me. They have a $1.7 million break room build going on. They just installed brand new floors in, brand new. I'm installing floors in the room over. They come over, they're like, hey, these floors suck. Put these floors over there too. Literally, they just got done 4 days ago. Because when I say I'm going to do something, I show up, I deliver, and do quality. Like, it's that easy. I would give away 45 grand. The same thing I've posted 3 times for a contractor in Maryland. I have $15,000 phase 1 of that project that I just don't want to do right now. And nobody can answer. It's amazing. So if you guys just show up and communicate and look professional, it's so easy to get work.
Everyone agree? Raise your hand if you agree, honestly. All right, cool. So that requires just some discipline. Get stuff on your calendar. Don't forget about shit. Don't sleep through your alarms. You know, if you're one of those people, by the way, that is sleeping through your alarms, I got to tell you, for Christmas or whenever, you better buy a truck horn that's mounted on the side of your wall so that you wake the F up, because you need to wake up when it is that you set your alarm for a valid reason. Put a truck horn in there. And if that doesn't work, I'm sending the dogs. No, I'm kidding. So, but you get my drift, everyone. Like, let's go. If we say we're going to do something, it's on our calendar. We follow through with what it is that we're going to do. It's like, if we're going to make 20 calls every morning between 8 and 10, we're going to make 20 calls. If we're going to make 50 calls, we're going to make 50 calls, but you got to follow through. If you say you're going to work out 3 days a week and you work out 2 days a week and you missed one because you slept in because you didn't have the truck horn, that's a problem, right? At the end of the day, we have to stay disciplined. Skylar, thank you for that, man. And it's a reminder to all of us that, you know what, man, it's easy to miss if we don't actually stay disciplined and consistent with what we've committed to, you know?
Yeah. And it's super real right now. Literally 4 hours ago, this happens. And it's like, it's so frustrating as a contractor when you're trying to build the team around you. But then it also just you sit back and you're like, this is literally what you're working against, you know? So be better, you know, be better, deliver.
Simple words, be better. I like it, Skylar. Be better. Just be better.
Be better. And Bo, you don't need to be better 10% every day, man.
Oh.
1% rule, baby.
Yeah, 1% rule. Exactly. Yeah, exactly, Scott. Mike, you got your hand up, bro. Come on, off mute. It's happening.
Yeah, the only thing I was just talking about, if we're talking about books, The Trusted Advisor, I don't know if you guys have read it. If you haven't, I would look into it. It's a different mindset. It's sort of, everyone's heard of Challenger, different things, but if you're really trying to build trust and communicate efficiently with someone, that is a book right there that'll set you apart. I use it every day in day-to-day sales in the oncology world and different roles, and it has really changed how much that we have done and how we communicate with people. And so just something to keep in mind when, if you do have some downtime, 10 minutes before you go to bed every night, read it. It'll change the way you think and how you approach potential customers.
Thank you for that recommendation. Actually, this is good stuff. And by the way, for those of you that are on Facebook, you probably know about the AK Roundtable group on Facebook. Don't ever be afraid to put book recommendations and stuff on there. It just, you know, conversation on the roundtable doesn't need to be about equipment or how much to charge or whatever it is. You can have that stuff, but also let's drive the development of the group, right? Let's push each other. I desire to be pushed. Who here desires to get pushed, like, forward and grow? Yeah, so let's do that. I think that that's a really good opportunity for us.
What was
Cool.
the name of that book again, real quick? I'm sorry.
Fanatical
Trusted
Prospect.
Advisor.
Oh, Trusted Advisor.
Mm-hmm.
Both of
And
them.
then fanatical prospecting was the one, and then Sales Truth was another.
Gotcha.
Kevin, if you want to reach out, man, actually, I'll do a book list on Roundtable. I'll put my top 5 that I've read this month. So I'll send those through. Bo, what do you got, bro?
All right. Well, I want to wait till last here. Got marketing in the marketing area. I didn't know that we could be so prevalent on Facebook. I am very surprised that this one meme that I put that Eric and I put together got 2,000 likes, almost over 800 shares, and I'm just trying to figure out, and I got people on Messenger trying to, that's my prospecting area. That's where prospects are coming in. So that was one thing, guys. Get out there and market yourself. Say what you can do for the customer. Nobody cares what you've been in the business 20, 30 years. Nobody cares about that. They care about what you can do for their parking lot. They care about how you make their parking lot safe, how you make it secure, how you make it beautiful. That's what they care about, what you can do for them. So that's what I found out in marketing. Second, I wanted to say I've won my first bid since purchasing the company. We bid on a county. We bid on a county project. I don't know how to feel about this because they said congratulations for being the lowest bidder. So I'm still trying to work on that. I said I got to call Anthony and see how this works out here.
Stephanie, where were you? Stephanie.
But yeah, we did win. We did win the bid. I think I was about $6,000 lower than the highest bidder, but the highest bidder also was a paver. And all we do is we provide the services. So the paver was just adding in, okay, I'm going to add in the pavement markings and wheel stops and signage. And I'll say, and for what I bid 15,000, he bid 20,000. So, I was like, okay, so I got the bid, made it. I wanted to get my foot in the door with the county. That was real important to me because they have rec centers, they have schools. Getting into Guilford County was real important to me so that I can start prospecting with that in those areas. And it's real good to have that on the books. I wanted to ask though, guys, how does it feel when is it a congratulations when you're the lowest bidder? I mean, really, is that something to be proud of?
It's a congratulations if you know your number and the job's still profitable.
Come
on, brother. We were over those numbers. As long as those numbers still make sense, it's a congratulations.
They're the exact numbers that you, me, Anthony, and Stephanie went over. So exact number.
There we go.
Sounds like a celebratory cigar, Bo.
All right.
Stop smoking those things, buddy. No, I'm kidding.
Hey, Judd, let me follow up on his win of the bid, but loss of potential revenue. So now I put it in the chat, but make sure, because it's city work or county work or public work, you should be able to request a copy of all those other bids that went in there. And then you sharpen your pencil off of what they've done. And so where you can come in better in the future and still be able to underbid your competitors.
Okay. I listened to the whole hour and a half bidding session. So yeah.
Awesome stuff. Thanks, Matt. That's great advice, man. Victor, you've got your hand up, brother, and then we've got to jump off. I do want to play a video for you guys though, because it hits me in a real solid spot that I want to share with you guys afterwards.
This will be quick. I answered the question that I was asked truthfully, to the best of my ability, because I don't want to lie. But when you're asked, you've never done this before, and you're asked, how long have you been doing this? What is the advice of the proper thing to say?
When somebody asks you the question,
how long have you been doing this? How much experience do you have?
You tell them that you're going through right now, you're part of the community and you're getting trained to learn the business at the highest, most world-class level so that you can service them at the highest level as well. And you really appreciate the opportunity to be able to serve them and to give you a shot.
That's what I said. Okay.
Yeah. You're part of a nationwide
network, yes.
Network of licensed contractors that together have hundreds of years of experience. Like you make it so over once you just start talking about it that it's nothing to worry about. And the awesome thing is that you're 100% confident that you can tap into that network for whatever you need. because we are here for you.
I've also been wearing the hat after that question was asked to answer that. I'm part of this network right here. I have my own company. And yes, okay, perfect. I did good.
Yeah, I'll send you the licensing invoice later. Don't worry, it'll be fine. I'm kidding. Just playing. All right, team. Great stuff, Victor, man. And you know what? It only takes a few jobs underneath your belt when you have your portfolio that starts to get developed and all your marketing and that stuff. So you're right around the corner, bro. Proud of you. All right, let's boogie. We're gonna go into, I'll share this one video. It's just a couple minutes. It was posted yesterday. Just beware, there's a couple cuss words in it for all of you. Block your ears in it. He cusses a lot. He's not on here right now. I would tell him to his face, he cusses a lot. A lot of people know who this is, but if you watch it carefully, this guy, I remember the very first phone call that he made to our company. And it was a pretty desperate phone call that he made at that time. And he was a few years younger as well. That goes back about 9 years. And, or no, it might be 11 years actually. But it's pretty cool. He owns a Audi R8, a Lamborghini, and has built an absolutely beautiful business located in Canada, in Ontario, Canada. And for those of you that know him, it's Alex Lucic. And for those of you that don't, it's Alex Lucic who owns Black and Yellow Pavement. Let me go ahead and share my screen and play this video. This hit me right in our hot spot because I remember the very first call he made, and I was the one that answered that first call. Check this out.
It's 2011, and I'm playing these underground poker.
I did the same thing that I did before. You see, it's okay. We all screw up from time to time. It's all good. Here we go. Watch this. Here we go.
It's 2011, and I'm playing these underground poker games every single night until 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning. By this point, I'm addicted to gambling. And within a couple of nights, I lose everything that I have, which was about 15 grand at the time. And there was this guy named Shaggy. He owed me $500, and he ended up just disappearing. And I remember driving around trying to find this guy so that I could get my money back. And I was sitting in the car thinking to myself, is this really what my life has come down to? So I went home and I was sitting on the couch in my parents' basement. I'll never forget it. Blue couch, I'm staring at the TV. The TV wasn't even on. And I'm just thinking to myself, man, I'm such a fucking loser. Like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? So I decided it was time to change my life. So I went on Kijiji. I searched up Ford F-150, and I found this truck. And as soon as I saw this truck come down on Kijiji, I knew in that moment that this was the truck. I saw the vision, but unfortunately I had no money. And it's funny how when you have no money, but you have a vision and you get committed, your back's against the wall, you just come up with the money, right? So I sat down with my dad and I was like, listen, Dad, I need $14,000. This truck was 7 grand, by the way. When I got it, I took the 14 grand. I bought the truck. I bought a trailer for about 3 grand. And then I spent the rest of the money on an Asphalt Kingdom sealcoat unit. And the rest is history.
Oh, that's good shit, guys. This is good stuff, man.
I saw that earlier. Yeah, that was great.
Not just Alex either. There's story after story after story after story. And you know what? The people that really start to grow into that, from literally the truck off Kijiji, you know, to the next level of where you end up scaling and growing a business of magnitude, and you cross through your 7 figures and multiple 7 figures. You know what the difference is between somebody who's just starting out with the beginning and just getting going, and the person that's scaled to the couple $1 million plus. You know what the difference is? Any ideas? You know what the difference is?
1%.
Discipline.
Discipline. Scott, what do you think it is, bro?
Being hungry, baby.
Action.
Hungry? Action.
Being consistent.
Consistent? Yeah.
Vision and drive.
Drive. Yep, that's it.
Vision and drive.
Yeah.
I'd
tell
say
you
the
what.
ability to get back up. Although Mike
Yeah,
Tyson saying everybody's got a plan until you get hit in the mouth. You can look up, you can get up.
Yeah.
Belief with conviction.
Being uncomfortable in life, I think.
Yeah.
When you're uncomfortable, you find your way to survive, and I think I'll take you up there.
So I asked you guys this. I see Matt Phillips. You've got, what's that, Matt? Your first order?
That's my first order 10 years ago. That's an AK melter, 36 boxes of rubber, AK 130, and 8 drums of coal tar. And now I have an 8,000 gallon bulk tank, 1,000 gallon seal coat tank, 2 750 gallon tanks, 2 box trucks, 3 trucks, and a crew that works all summer. So
I remember that very first order, Matt. I remember
yeah,
that very first order. Did you place that order with Andre?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, Andre, I had many calls with Andre. How do I get this pump running? How do I get? Yeah, that was when I look back at this order here. Yeah.
What a wild ride. Imagine this. I've known Matt for almost a quarter of my life. Can you imagine that? Quarter of my life, 10 years. Can you imagine that, brother? That's crazy.
Wow, that's weird.
It is weird. Well, let's do another 10 and see where this all goes, man. But I'll tell you this, that this is really what I want to get to all of you. How bad do you want it? How bad do you really want it? And what are you willing to do to go get it? I'm just getting started, man. I hope you guys are just in that mindset of getting started too, because we got so much life left to live, so much life left to share, so many more people to help. And the more successful that we get with our business, the more we're going to be able to give. And that's something really, really special. The only reason why I want to get ultra rich off of what it is that I'm doing is so that I can actually do these kind of things and give back and help and really continue to build and thrive together. That's the special part of all this stuff, you know? So I urge you all to really dig deep on what it is that how bad you really want it. And so let's finish off this year. 2023, we've got another session next week on Wednesday, and then that will be our final session, I believe. Is that right? Our final session for the year, 2023 wrap up. And then we're going to power into 2024. What a cool thing to be able to do that with all of you. Skylar, do you have your hand up? Did you want to share one last thing, brother?
That was from earlier. It's still up.
All right, cool. So yeah, let's celebrate. It's a great time to kick back with your family, relax, and enjoy yourself, and go travel. And for those of you that are not done your year and are working hard still, and really, you know, going after some goals that you may be searching for or dominating your goals, go get it. This is your life to live. It's your opportunity. You got one shot. Don't let it go, right? I remember that song when I was first registering the domain for Asphalt Kingdom. You got one shot. Don't let it go. Lose yourself. 8th Mile. Was literally on repeat while I was pounding on the keyboard. And here we are today, 21 years later. Love you guys all. Thank you so much for tuning in on the AK Roundtable tonight, December 20th, 2023. We'll see you guys next week, same time, same place. And Santa, are you gonna sing a song for us, man? Sing a song, bro.
I can't. We're so blessed to keep working hard, and your blessings will come because you're all good boys.
Merry Christmas. See you guys. Have a beautiful rest of your day. What a beautiful tree in the background. And Santa, thank you so much, man. We appreciate you. Thank you for keeping those dreams in the children's eyes.
Amen.